Hey, what's up, everybody? Good morning, Blake here. Welcome back to the channel. Got some NBA player props to take a look at here today on PrizePicks. It is Flex Friday, December 29th. Got two picks we're going to take a look at here. So if y'all are new to PrizePicks, use this promo code down below to get signed up. That'll get your first deposit instantly matched up to $100. So first-time users, y'all be sure to take advantage there for a little extra money in your account. All right, so last night we went Miles Turner over his points. Crushed that. I want to say end of third quarter, beginning of fourth. And then we took Cat over his 10 rebounds. He finished with 8, but I think he only played like 28 minutes. I don't know. I didn't watch that game. I don't know what happened, but something was going on because it was a competitive game, and he got pulled in the fourth quarter and didn't go in until maybe 2 minutes left. So he didn't really not play at all in the fourth quarter. So it was just tough break. Maybe he was in foul trouble. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Point is, he didn't get his 10 rebounds. But we got him Miles Turner, so went 1-1. Wasn't able to fully cash that slip, depending on how we played it. So moving on to today, got two picks. A little bit of a bigger slate today. Let's see how many games we got. 3, 5, 8, 10. 10-game slate today. Two picks we're going to take a look at. First one is going to be from from our Philly-Houston game right here. So you can see right here, Joel Embiid is out. Nick Batum's out. But big news right here. So Embiid is still out. I think he's supposed to be cleared to play by tomorrow, but for tonight, we got him as out. So I'm going to take DeAnthony Melton, and it's going to be over his PRA right here. Once they drop his fantasy score, I would love to see what that looks like, but I'm going to go ahead and just take PRA. I think you could go points or PRA. Both of those look really good. Up against Houston tonight, there is juice. The books have this at 22.5 with heavy juice to go over, minus 140. Like I said, you could go points alone. There's juice on that as well. Going up against Houston, close games should be Philly's projected to win by 1.5. And like we said, Joel Embiid is out. And of course, Joel Embiid is their most highly utilized player. So without Embiid, we take a look at Melton's game log. And this is all without Embiid. He's played 5 games without Joel Embiid. He clears this line in all 5 of those games. And if you look at these are mostly against tough defensive matchups. I mean, these are not scrubs that he played. I mean, New Orleans is kind of soft to the shooting guard, but these are some tough defenses that he played. Orlando, Boston, and Minnesota. All three, those are 3 of the top 6 defenses against this guard position. If we take a look not there. We'll take a look right here at FanDuel, and we're just going to go shooting guard, and we're just going to go fantasy points, just because that kind of gets everything all in one. Of course, including steals and blocks, which we don't have on this necessarily, but we go fantasy points for the shooting guard. And as you can see right here, toughest at the top going down, there's Boston. Houston, like you say, it is a bit of a tougher matchup. They're 3 to fantasy points at the shooting guard position, but we got Boston, Minnesota, Orlando. Those are 3 of the toughest teams, 3 of the top 6, like we said, that he's able to clear this line against. Orlando 28 PRA, Boston 27 PRA, and then Minnesota 25. So actually, two of his highest ones were against 2 of the top 6 defenses against the shooting guard position. So like I said, we've got receipts on these tough matchups, and you would think most people probably look and see that Joel Embiid is out and are thinking right off the top of their head, Tyrese Maxey's probably the go-to. But Maxey actually, I don't have the game log pulled up, already X'd out, but Maxey actually does struggle to hit his props consistently without Joel Embiid. Now, granted, his props do jack up a lot. They raise that line a lot for Tyrese Maxey when Joel Embiid is out, and it's a line that he struggles to hit without Joel Embiid. I think it's mostly because he does become the focal point of defenses, and in return, that opens things up for these role players like DeAnthony Melton to step up. So I'm going to take the over right there. I love that pick for DeAnthony Melton over his PRA. Like I said, we could take a look and see. Well, he does get quite a few turnovers, but he does get quite a few steals and blocks. So, like I said, you could take a look at that fantasy score when it drops. I would think it's probably going to be somewhere around 28, 28, maybe 29, but I'd say probably 28 and a half, somewhere around there. Maybe 30. That's going to be that. Pick number 2 we're going to be taking a look at. It's going to be from our Atlanta and Sacramento game. Love taking overs on these really high over-unders. We can see 252 over-under here. That's the highest one on the board. That's already pretty high as is. Forget the board, but that's pretty high. Atlanta is picked to win by 1. So we've got a shootout in Atlanta tonight between Sacramento and Atlanta. Two fast teams, love to shoot the ball and are good at it. Our pick from this game is going to be Trae Young, over 28.5 points. All right, so we got quite a bit to talk about here. Trae Young, minus 135. This will bump to 29 at least, if not 29.5, if that juice stays the way it is. I'm surprised it's not bumped already. Trae Young, 28.5, over 28.5 points. Versus Sacramento, like we said, high-scoring game. This will be a classic De'Aaron Fox versus Trae Young showdown. I do have De'Aaron Fox over his 30.5 points on a different slip, just for the record. And Trae Young, so if the spread on this is 252, so we'll take half of that. We'll take 120. We'll even 126 is half of that, but we'll even take 125. So if we're saying it's going to be a close game, Atlanta by 1, 252. So if Atlanta scores half of those points, right, 125 points from Atlanta, which honestly is, kind of on their low end. But we take a look at Trae Young in games this year that the Hawks have scored 125 points. What does that look like? Here's just his points altogether, right? But Trae Young in games where the Hawks have scored at least 125 points. Trae Young's points are as follows. Beginning of the year was a rough start. He only had 20, 24, and 23 in these really high-scoring games. But since then, he's put up in these high-scoring games 38, 43, 26, 45, 35, 31, and 30. So we need 29 from him here. It's like we said, those first 3 games where we get 125, off to a rough start. But from there, we're going to hit in 6 of 7 games where the Hawks have high-scoring games of 125 or more. 6 of his last 7. So give me the over there. Like we said, there's massive juice. If you look at the books, this should get bumped. I'll be extremely surprised if it doesn't. Well, that's going to be the 2 picks right there. Like I said, DeAnthony Melton over his 23.5 PRA. Trae Young over his 28.5 points. Don't forget, it is Flex Friday, so y'all be sure to opt in to that promo so you can have your first Flex play protected up to 20, 25 bucks, unless they do the Ultra Flex Friday where it's a little more. But that's gonna be 2 picks, man. So good luck to everybody. Let's make some money. We weren't fully able to cash our slip, both of our picks last night, so we're hoping to do just that here tonight. Let me know what y'all think. Like the video for me, sub to the channel for more. Catch y'all on the next one. Later.